And good morning, and welcome to the A Bit Too Far Comic Podcast. With me today is Toni, aka NinjaGrassMaster. Good to have you here as always.
Yeah.
Dude, so awesome that this whole freaking Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV, freaking civil war going on. I love the down prices.
Yes.
But but before we actually started recording, you were just saying, and I ended up cutting you off. How how awesome it was to have the CEO of Yen.io jump in twice on our podcast, totally by surprise.
Dude, it's like you're getting blessed, dude. I mean, how you can't say you get the CEO of any freaking company to come just sit at your table and kind of like break it down, share knowledge. That's the kind of shit. That's some superhero legit shit. You got access,
dude. I can't stop smiling.
I know. Fuck. Each time too, like those 2 days, I was like, man, I can move some things around and jump on it, but I was like, I got on the first one, so I got to take care of some other stuff. But I'm gonna start making some arrangements on my schedule so I can actually sneak in on these part two streams, or maybe I'll be able to sit at the table with you at the same time. I did catch the videos for both of it, and man, awesome, dude. I mean, both Peter and John, man, they legit, dude.
I'm just totally stoked. Yeah, I'm just totally stoked. That the advice he gave was said. You know what? the standard is down here. It's comics on the back of business cards. Drawing fat, ugly characters with huge penises. Okay, that's the standard. That's what created an empire. All right. Anything beyond that, and you're doing like so much more. Maybe even too much. So like how people were talking about oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. Oh, I just it's like start with what you got. Start with your cell phone.
Yeah.
I mean that's how we all got started. And
just create.
You know what? I'm still using my cell phone. I'm taking pictures with my cell phone of these comics that I've been drawing on scrap pieces of paper.
Yeah.
And I really think that my comics have really found a nice home at Yen, because I post I post the podcasts and I post the comics on abittofar.com, and then I just, share it with everybody at, Yen.io.
What's happening, Nemisist?
Oh, big guy, welcome. So glad you made it.
Hell yeah.
Right. Yeah, my day off, I can make it.
There you go, dude. How did you guys like the DC TV Daily today?
I liked it. I mean, the minor part, I didn't care for that piece of shit because now like
I don't know.
I kind of want to check. I kind of want to get one.
Yes,
check it out. Not so much that I'm looking at. I'm going to make this profitability on there.
Right.
But if somebody was to try to get into the market and they know nothing about computers whatsoever, if this is like an easy plug and play, I wouldn't mind supporting them to try to make something smaller and cheaper for the at-home novice user to kind of just dip their toes into it.
Well, not only that, you being willing to support them, but technically also, I think eventually you're talking about maybe even building miners for people or something like that. That would be maybe potentially being an option in the future, and that would be your competition, so to speak. But it's like, hey, you know what? If you don't want to do it with me, maybe these guys over here are more your speed. They have a plug and play system and whatnot. Or whatever. You could refer them, or you could tell them, hey, you know what? If you go here, this is what you get to look forward to. With me, you get this. You can play it both ways at the same time. Give people the options, and I'm really interested in both learning how to build a miner, but also the second I heard plug and play mining, I'm like, oh.
It sounds good.
I have no technical know-how on freaking shit. So
it just sounds like it's it's a waste of money though, because it really doesn't give you like the returns that if you built your own miner, from what my understanding, you got one graphic card in there. And I think it was Grilling with Guns that kind of opened my eyes to it. It was a 1070 in there, and that's it.
Yeah. It's like a highly optimized 1070 with the whole unit together. It's at the price of a 1080.
Yeah.
But at the same time, for if you don't know how to write a bat file for the miner configuration, if you don't know what Simple Miner OS is or how to use it, you don't know Hive OS, so now you're limiting yourself down to, I've got my regular computer and there's a nice hash, there's Honey Miner, there's a few other, download and your computer starts mining away. If I can separate that away from my normal computer and somebody wanted to be able to mine around the clock and they didn't want to dedicate their own computer to it, this would be or like you, where you only have your laptop really that you really have availability to it like that. I wouldn't be recommending mining on a laptop, even if you had one of those cooler bases for your laptop. It just doesn't have enough airflow to keep them cool properly. But if I can get myself if somebody wanted to, test it out and there was a $400 option for them or a $200 option, the price of a graphics card, that would actually be somebody's kind of easy way to assimilate into the program. And then maybe that'll spark them to start building their own rig.
Yeah, I totally agree. Start small, and build your way up. You when you start small and you have a minimal investment required, you get to learn the basics. You get to play around with it, fiddle around with it without too much risk. I mean, who wants to dollar cost average into a mining rig operation and you can't figure out how to freaking install the code? It's like, it's like you just spent like thousands of dollars, and if you could do like a plug and play option, like they were talking about, Peter was talking about it being like an $800 deal, which isn't a bad price for a miner when you really think about it, considering the options that are out there. I mean, some graphics cards are just freaking $650, $800, or whatever the price is for these ASIC miners, your GPUs, and all these different things, and that's just a part of it.
Yeah, and you still have to have a motherboard, a CPU, a power supply, and then a base to be able to house everything in. So when you're really done with it, this miner is actually a couple of bucks less than getting a single GPU computer going together just dedicated for it. Now, is the hashing going to be where I would like it to be? Would my return on it be where I want it to be? Probably not, because I'm at scale. But for somebody who's they just got into cryptocurrency last month, and they're like, dude, I want to support this. This might be a good option for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Because let's face it, Christmas is coming, and they say that they're going to have discounts on the Xbox One or PlayStation 4 or 5 if it comes out. But the reality is, for the price of 2 Xboxes or 2 PlayStations, you got something that's going to actually start paying you. Are you going to see the gains immediately, or is it going to have a tremendous, amount of hash rates, that allow you to mine?
Right, you're not quitting your job tomorrow.
Yeah, don't quit your job tomorrow. but it is a beginner level mining rig, plug and play system. But I think it definitely gets not only the conversation started, but it also gets people, into mining itself, and potentially thinking about doing those upgrades once they actually get into it and they see how it's actually working and how it is actually paying them, and then when, the next bull market comes, and, prices start rising, all of those coins that you've been, hashing out for a while, they're going to start increasing in, value. And so,
that's going to get them to really be interested in the market when that happens.
There you go. They might even take the freaking coins that they mine to buy an actual mining rig that's actually worth a damn,
Well, full transparency, Nemisist is my coach right now. He's helping me build my rig, and I'm just waiting for the cheapest piece of shit item for my list. and it's taking the longest to get here. I got everything else with the fucking risers. I'm like, dude.
Yes.
It's not even 20. I don't know what to say right now. I'm like just sitting here staring at my shit, and it's just not assembled. And yeah, but once Nemisist kind of walks me through, explains the whole process, and I'll have some more to say about it. But I feel like if you got the right coach helping you out with this process, man, that comparing that to the coin miner, I mean, it feels like you're going to spend close to $1,000 to be disappointed.
True, but think about it this way, okay? There are so many people out there that don't have access to Brian like we do. Like just like you, Brian and I were talking about this yesterday. It's like, dude, what is the bare bones minimum that we could end up paying for a mining rig? And I think it came out to $840. It's about the same as this freaking plug and play.
Yep.
If you build it yourself. I'm like,
the only difference between the plug and play and the GPU rig at that point, well, one, I'm going to hash a little bit better on a GPU versus this just a little bit. But I am teaching myself a little bit of actual back-end coding. Creating a bat file, that's coding.
There you go.
It's going to be fun. I look forward to it.
And you have to, have a good teacher or good source of it, information to be able to do that. And with the plug and play system, I'm pretty sure it's going to become ready to go with whatever, algorithms you need.
It'll probably mine Monero better than whatever you're trying to mine in the back end.
Right. It'll mine for them, right?
Right. And you won't even get to see that shit.
Right. Like, why am I losing 10 hash?
Right, dude. My microphone's mining Monero.
Believe that.
Shit. My dog's mining Monero outside. I see her digging for it in the backyard. Oh, there you go, comic.
That's it.
Right. You're like, dog gets it. Dog gets it, but found BitConnect.
Oh, man, don't you dare. Come on. Oh, shit.
He like starts pulling out a dead bone and it just starts reading out BitConnect.
But it's funny too, that damn token is still alive.
No, not anymore.
Really?
There's no miners on the network anymore.
Well, there might not be any miners on the networks, but I think I just,
and there's nowhere
I haven't unsubscribed from a lot of YouTubers, and I will be honest, not Trevon James just bought some more. And I'm like,
right.
What the fuck are you doing, man? It's like, whatever, man. But
hey, man,
honestly,
people are still trading out that Venezuelan dollar. I mean, it's the same thing.
Dude, who was it that was saying I think it was Brilliant with Guns? No. Who was it that was saying that the dadgum freaking, gold from World of Warcraft was more valuable than the petro dollar?
Yo, I wouldn't doubt it, bro. I wouldn't buy that shit. I am a victim of that fucking WoW rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was an early adopter to WoW.
Yeah.
I love how we're bringing our vernacular, early adopter.
Like 35, level 35 was the cap on it.
Back in the day. Yeah.
I remember my buddy being into it and him being, maxed out at level 35, and then they came out with the updates and he got up 70, then it was like level 80 or 90, whatever the fuck it is now.
Mountain Dew and Doritos. That's all I needed for a whole week. Keep me filled up.
I still love the whole South Park episode where they were all sitting around slaying boar in the forest, and Cartman's like, I need cheesy poofs. It's like got three guys just sitting there getting fat in front of WoW.
Yes. That should be a twist with using it on the crypto side.
Right.
With my miner and a damn dog in the backyard digging for Monero.
I just had a thought, of Bitcoin playing WoW.
Hey, that shit, you probably could buy gold with that.
Well, see, here's the thing. WoW was like the first game that I heard of where people would actually create things, and then you could actually give, products that you had built, like swords, armor, whatever the hell.
Their character. You're right. I think that's the
Sell your
first time I heard it too.
to, another player. And it's like, hey, you know what? You like my character so much, I'll give you the password to the account and whatnot.
Yep.
You just pay me on PayPal, and I'll send you the details, and you can have it.
Or people
I will send you the armor.
Or there's people that were sitting there, they would beast out into the game, make a really good character, and then they would just go and sell the whole character on you.
Yeah.
And
then they call them back and say, hey, someone stole my account, and then they take their character back.
Right.
Oh, Lord.
There were big scams back in the day.
Yes, I remember those because I was like afraid of buying someone else's shit unless I knew you. Yeah, I was.
That's where the weapons and stuff like that, the trading was a lot safer.
Yes, but and it was there was innovation like that actually brought this whole freaking idea of
about $500-600 on WoW myself.
Oh, you did? Outstanding. No,
I was mining even back in the day.
Freaking pickaxe on a daggum freaking boulder.
Yeah.
Side of a mountain.
Those games, man, they
oh God, I see a boar. I gotta kill it.
Lord. Dude, freaking the fact that people had that innovation, that creative way to hey, I can make some money playing this game.
Yeah.
They created a side chain. That side chain was PayPal. And you know what? To actually bring that into the actual games, have a blockchain or crypto that you could actually exchange and maybe even take from one profile to another profile in a different game. That's fucking genius. I can't wait for that shit. If World of Warcraft actually had freaking like blockchain technology or in crypto, dude, there would be such a fucking resurgence in freaking World of Warcraft. It would be ridiculous. It would be.
You just got to get on Engine.
Yeah, exactly. It would be the biggest grossing freaking game because there would be so many people jumping in and purchasing all sorts of freaking power ups. Or
they would see the microtransactions go through the roof.
Yeah. Yep. Dude. I was personally never into World of Warcraft. Two of my buddies from the Marine Corps, they were really big into World of Warcraft.
The only game that's worse than World of Warcraft, what the hell is that game called? Oh yeah, Second Life.
Wait, didn't Robin Williams actually play Second Life or something like that?
So you can sit there and like actually buy land, digital land in there, make a building. And you'll go into it looks like a store. You go in there and it's got what looks like to be pictures on the wall. And you can click on them and actually buy what's in the picture. And people sell real estate on there like it's real life.
Yeah. I think I heard the story about, I think it was Second Life, but I think somebody actually built like a nightclub or a hotel or something like that. And he was actually making like a lot of money for people actually going, and playing the arcades in his area, or going to the bar in his area and hanging out, buying drinks and whatnot in his place that he built, and he actually sold that building.
That's Sim City right
in
there.
The game for real money.
Yes.
I think he got like $250 million for that shit.
Yep. Yeah, because the build. He was one of the early adopters. He put the building almost the closest that you can put a building to where you initially spawn in.
Location. It matters in there.
He had a fucking land grab and a half, dude.
that fucking land grab was no joke. This guy had a plan from the very fucking beginning.
Right? That's like Yen.
Plus, if he was an early adopter, why would he go far away into this other land and just say, hey, you know what? I think I'll do it here. It's like, it's like, okay, I just spawned. Here I am. What can I do? Oh, I can build. Fuck it. I'll build it.
Right here?
Like literally right where he spawned, and he starts freaking, getting materials to start building shit. And he's building it like an entire freaking mall, casino, bar, freaking nightclub, whatever the fuck it was. And he sold it for actually $250 million.
Yo.
I mean,
like, could you imagine yourself buying a house for $50,000 on Second Life.
But one of the reasons why it was so valuable was because he had built what, like basically the place, like the hub at the spawn area where people would actually do business at the beginning of the dadgum game. Like they would, go do on whatever, quick, little monster quest or, I don't know what the fuck it was, but they were actually, getting and gaining materials and purchasing materials at this location that he built. So he was actually making money on this real estate while he was playing the game. So
right, and it even fed into like his own legitimate businesses in real life that you were able to buy stuff out of the building in real life, and then on top of when he was done, he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to cash out."
Yeah, he cashed out for $250 million after he's already been making millions of dollars each fucking year.
I wonder where he is now. Like, is
right?
He,
I wonder.
Like that's what. Let's do a follow up. Someone find that
Dude,
guy.
That would be wild to see if that was Jeff Bezos.
For real.
One of the Winklevoss twins.
Right. Somebody cool and famous,
Yeah.
That's one of the things about early adoption. It's like, and I've said it before. I don't know if I said it here on, the A Bit Too Far podcast, but I mean, the entire reason I actually got into crypto was a land grab. A buddy of mine came up to me and said, "Hey, I'm building a coin, and this is what I'm doing. I'm building a a social media place that's going to have be crypto oriented. It's going to be like Meetup meets Pinterest meets Facebook." I'm like, the next social media platform? Fuck yeah, sign me up. Unfortunately, the development team, had a CEO who was a piece of work, and that went down south. But here we are, like a year and a half later, and the reason I got into crypto has come full circle, and here we are with Yen, the world's first social exchange. And it actually works. We're fucking on there right now and using it. It's like I'm posting, links to A Bit Too Far, both the comics as well as the podcast on Yen. We're doing our transactions and doing our dollar cost average, which I have yet to do today. I still got to do my dollar cost average today. And you know what?
I bet it didn't do what it did last Wednesday today.
What did it do last Wednesday? I forgot.
Oh, the market bottomed out. That was a great DCA day, dude.
Dude.
I bought Bitcoin at $5,300.
It got down that low yesterday too. I think on.
Well, I knew it was going to be lower today, considering today is Friday.
It's not lower. It's actually higher than it was on Wednesday.
Oh, really?
Yesterday.
According to which source? Because I haven't been on Binance. I just checked the chart and saw that it was.
I can
down.
Go on to what is it? TradingView.
Oh, I don't use TradingView.
And TradingView's got it at 5,600.
That has gone up because it was like 53.
And then Coinbase has got it at 5,500.
All right.
It doesn't include their tax though.
No.
Yeah, that fee right on it. You think you're getting it for that, and all of a sudden, what the fuck is this extra shit on top of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget. That's why whenever I do like $100 in something, I'll put like 110 just to cover those fees. Just like any BS. I'm guaranteed to at least put a little more than 100, if not as close to 100 as I can get, because I accounted for those fees. Which kind of sucks that the fees are so high that I would actually have to put like $110 into something. But I mean, I think it gives me like $106 worth of whatever I'm investing into, like Icon.
Yeah, but if you think about it, you got Coinbank and the Winklevoss twins that they're fucking swinging at the government, trying to keep them away from us as best as they can. So, you pay the Gestapo to help you out.
You do what you can. And you know what? Bless their heart.
Right. I mean, think about what Coinbase really did. I mean, whenever the government came at them and said, "We want all the tax information," and they're like, "Well, how about we give you nothing?"
And then Coinbase came back and said, "No, you will give us something." And they said, "Okay, fine."
No, they went back and forth for a little while, and they're like, "Fine, we'll give you like the top 1%. That's it.
Yeah. And they're like, we'll take it. Because the second you give them an inch, they're going to go for that mile.
Yeah.
So it's only a matter of time before Coinbase has to be compliant and, give, every freaking, user's information to the government.
Yeah, until they can figure out how to tax barter trade, yeah, they could piss off.
Yep, barter trading. If you put your money into, crypto and then you just keep everything in crypto and do your transactions in crypto, they can't tax a currency that they're not in charge of.
Well, it's not only that. There's no gains or losses if you're barter trading because the price of something is to the eye of the holder.
Yep, exactly. So.
Shit, I should say that shit to the IRS. See if that works.
Well, back in the day, my dad actually had tried to basically exempt himself from paying taxes by taking the position that taxation is theft, and he had a lawyer and everything like that, and that taxation is actually unconstitutional regardless of whatever amendments that they've made, and they came back to him with, okay, well, if you're saying that you shouldn't pay taxes, what are you paying your lawyer with? Are you paying him in dollars? He's like, yeah, okay, well, then we're taxing you. It's basically how they came back. And it's like, well, now that Bitcoin's here, we're no longer dealing in dollars. We're no longer transacting in dollars. So render to Caesar that which is Caesar's. Fine. I have no problem paying taxes on my dollars. But if I put money into crypto and I keep it in crypto and I do business in crypto, it's not.
Like when I bought this from Mr. Raven Sky with Ethereum Classic.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Nice.
They can't tax that. They cannot tax that because they're not in charge of that currency. It's barter trading, which right now, I guarantee you they're going to start, working out an angle to make it so that they can tax any transaction in any currency. Even if you're actually using, physical currency like the Japanese yen or, the Russian ruble, it doesn't freaking matter. They're going to try to figure out a way to make any exchange taxable. I'm like, fine.
And then they're gonna push it to be peer to peer, and all privacy coins are gonna take a bull run. Look at China. They banned all that stuff. It went over the counter, and they started looking at Bitcoin and privacy coins.
Well, the other problem is with a lot of the exchanges are actually taking privacy coins off of their exchanges because the governments are coming after them for it. So if there's no exchanges that are going to be holding it, how are people going to get their hands on these privacy coins? It's literally going to be
just the same. Yeah, it's going to be the same thing as Bitcoin was in the very beginning.
And as far as the value, until they come up with the privacy coin that has an infinite supply like freaking Dogecoin, I don't see privacy coins having too much of a future personally. Because the government doesn't like not knowing what you're doing. So they're going to attack privacy coins in any way that they can.
They can attack it all they want. I think that because
all they got to do is say it's illegal, and if we catch you holding it, you were throwing you in jail.
And then there'll be a new innovation of the next generation of privacy coins that the government's not going to really be able to do anything about.
I certainly hope so.
I think because there are so many people that would like to see an alternative to the U.S. dollar or whatever currency that they're using in whatever country they're in. Currency is actually the most private thing you can have. The government doesn't know how much you truly have on you. It's like they can't stop you from transacting with a hooker versus a doctor.
Yeah, they don't know how much currency I have in my pocket. By the way, I don't have pockets right now.
Whoa.
I'm in my pajamas.
There, we got a little podgy action going on.
No, I'm just in my sweatpants because I'm not turning on the heater. I don't have any crypto miner rigs going on heating my house yet.
Yeah, my house is a beautiful 77 degrees. It's like what's the temperature outside today? Because we got snow on the ground.
Yep. I'm watching it right now.
I heard. How many feet of snow did you get, or inches?
We got about almost 3 inches.
Nice. Very nice.
And it's 37 degrees outside.
Oh, so it's not going to last too much longer. But it's still cold enough that those mining rigs are keeping your house nice and warm.
Oh, yeah. It's the strangest thing to have a lot of windows open in my house, and it's still 77 degrees.
Dude, that fresh air, though.
I know. I don't think I'm going to get sick like everybody else this year.
You should get into mining for your health.
Right. Mining.
No, like
Write that down. Write that down. Write that down. That is legit. Sketch that drawing out. You know what you're going to do.
Yeah.
You're lonely? You don't have anybody?
Build a miner.
Oh. Can't stay warm at night in your bed? Build a miner. Put it under the covers and you're warm as fuck. No, don't do that. You can start a fire. Then you really don't have to worry about it anymore. Because you won't have a house.
No. You see, you just have him like showing him like he's cuddling up to a miner in his bed. And then in the morning,
careful how you say that.
Show in the morning, he's got one. His podgies are stuck in one of the fans.
Oh,
not like this, guys.
Oh, dude, you build a miner and have it encased and have the airflow coming through. But much like the vent in the back of your dryer, have it feed under the blankets in your bed.
I've got one better. I just thought of it.
What?
No.
You put it inside you make yourself one of those big, giant robotic sex toys with one built into it.
Make her inflatable.
One single prick will pop it.
Not like this, guys. Not like this. Oh, shit.
Shit, I didn't even have my headset on, man. I might be giving you guys a...
No, you're coming in nice and clear. You're doing just fine, man.
Okay.
Yeah. If anything, I think maybe just a bit of the room echo going on. I mean, it's not too harsh or anything like that, but it sounds like you're in a
hallway,
small hallway. Oh, we got about 10 minutes left on this stream right here. We're gonna stick with free because I'm not upgrading to pro for $14.99 a month, which we actually talked about it. One of the benefits of doing part ones and part twos is that not only can you break down how much you're watching, into sections. Like I drive like 35 minutes to work, so in one trip I can listen to this podcast, or at least one section of it. And then on a trip home, I could listen to the second half if I so want. But I think one of the benefits of having multiple video postings is that posting the link in the Discord or on Yen now is that, we're putting it out there when people are free and they can get on. Sometimes we get an extra guest versus if I just did the one posting and then, it gets lost in the feed somewhere.
Right.
I can post a new one and, you get a little extra something going on. Special guest, who knows? So, I think for ease, it's better to have a longer podcast, but as far as how it's been working out so far, going with the free Zoom chat, we've had some interesting nights when John would jump in on here. I mean, those would not have happened if I was paying for premium because he wouldn't have known that the link existed. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, so once again, we got about 8 minutes left, And I know somebody somewhere has a joke. Who's got a joke? You got one?
I posted it on your channel.
Oh yeah. Go ahead and share it with us on the podcast. You're like, oh shit! Now I gotta find it.
All right. Let's find it. This. So you want me to share the screen so you can see it? Is that what you're saying?
No, just read it to us. Just tell us the joke.
Oh, it's one of those long story jokes, man.
So, joke is a joke is a joke.
All right, here we go then.
Right now, my face is a joke.
Here it comes.
All right, let's go.
All right, an Irishman walks into a bar in Dublin, orders 3 pints of Guinness, and sits in the back of the room, drinking a sip out of each cup or beer. When he finished, he comes back to the bar, orders 3 more. The bartender approaches and tells him, a pint goes flat after I draw it, and it would taste better if you bought one at a time. The Irishman replies, well, you see, I have 2 brothers. One is in America, the other is in Australia, and I'm in Dublin. When we all left home, we promised that we'd drink this way to remember the days we drank together. The bartender admits that this is a nice custom and leaves it there. The Irishman becomes a regular in the bar and always drinks the same way. He orders 3 pints and drinks them in turn. One day he comes in and orders 2 pints. All the other regulars take notice and fall silent. When he comes back to the bar and orders the second round, the bartender says, I don't want to intrude on your grief, but I wanted to offer my condolences on your loss. The Irishman looks quite puzzled for a moment, then a light draw, and he laughs. Oh no, everybody's just fine, he explains. It's just me. My wife had joined the Mormon church, and I had to quit drinking. But it hasn't affected me. It hasn't affected me brothers, though. I got to work on that delivery.
Yeah. I heard a different rendition of something like that too. 2 guys were business partners, and they went to the same bar every day, each having a drink, and then they go home. And after a while, the one business guy gets this big, giant promotion, has to go to a different state. And they both promise each other they both have a drink for each other in memory. So the guy kept on going to the bar and having 2 drinks. And the bartender asked him one day, he's like, why do you have 2 drinks? He's like, oh, I have a drink for me, and I have a drink for my buddy. So he does this for a while, and one day he orders just 1 drink. After about a week of doing that, bartender asks him, he's like, what happened to your buddy? He's like, oh, he's fine. I quit drinking.
I like that one. When I came across that, I was like, oh shit, I'm just going to post it to this channel.
Hell yeah.
Like I said, I heard a similar rendition.
Where'd you post it?
On Trash Talk on your channel.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll have to take a look at it. I don't think I've seen it yet. Oh yeah, that's a fresh one. So I'll take a look at that. But yeah, all right. So since we're talking about bars, guy walks into a bar and he sees a sign over the bar, and it says, if you can make my horse laugh, you get free drinks all night long. And so he's like, okay. He walks over to the horse, whispers something in his ear. The horse starts laughing, and he doesn't stop. The guy gets his drinks, and then he leaves. A week later, he comes back, and the horse is still laughing. And the guy's like, the bartender's saying, dude, you got to make my horse stop laughing. It's affecting my customers. So he goes over to the horse, whispers something in his ear, and the horse stops laughing. He's like, dude, what the fuck did you say? He's like, well, last week I told him my dick was bigger than his, and he started laughing. Make him shut up. I showed him.
Yeah, those are the jokes that are quick and to the point. You guys got it down. I had to read that shit. I'll work on my joke delivery.
Hey, no worries.
After my rig.
There you go. We got priorities here.
Yeah. We do.
Right. After you get your rig up and running, you'll have all the jokes for all the failures.
For real. For real.
It's
you
like
never know.
And for some reason, the rise in profit for mining, companies that build mining rigs, is coincides the profits going for Excedrin. I don't know how to make that a joke, actually funny, when you're saying it, but I think I can make a comic out of that.
My GPU rig's just like the market. It turns on for a second, hashes harden, and crashes.
Write that shit down and sketch that out.
That was the moment there.
There you go. There you
One
go.
of the best ones.
Fucking love it. Love it. Outstanding. Outstanding. So we got about 2 minutes left. Do we want to go ahead and do another video? Maybe get somebody else in here as well to join us, or you want to go ahead and call it a day? You guys got free time?
Man, I'm free. I'm over here just messing around, staring at this fucking equipment until that riser gets here. Shame. Ultimate shame. My wife's like, when are you going to clean your fucking shit up?
When I can build it and put it together in a nice, neat container. A nice, neat corner of the house.
And I meant to do this shit.
You can kind of start building it right now.
Really?
Yeah, you don't need the risers on there. You can have it all built and have it ready for the risers.
Well, then.
Well, then, fuck. Let's get started.
Right?
We need to book some time then, Nemisist. Let's put the camera on my shit and my chaos, and you can go ahead and tell me what I'm fucking up again. Not like that, you idiot. Oh.
Don't put that zip tie there. Don't touch that. You fucked it all up.
I bought the zip tie.
I said the red wire, not the green one.
Blue now. I don't like anything that's blue. It reminds me of blue balls.
Like shit. Oh man. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this first half right here. We got a little less than a minute, and we'll go ahead and get another one going, and we'll see you guys in a bit.
All righty.
All right.